What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we're looking at the brand new Ultra Street Fighter 2 Ken figure by Jada Toys. I'm so excited for this one. I was not expecting to find this that early. It's usually always tough for me to find these at retail, but somehow I got lucky today and I'm really pumped to now have this in the collection. So let's go over the packaging real quick. So it's going to be pretty much the same as, Ryu, Fei Long, and Chun-Li, really, where they just kind of have, that classic sort of arcade style package in here, but you can see Ken and then all the accessories that Ken has, and of course the nice graphic going on with the health bar, the buttons here, and then Ken, and then the logo going on right there. The top of course just has the open window going on, and a lot of the lights is like kind of glaring around the packaging, but there's the bottom, not much going on there. The side we have the logo and then the artwork, of course, and there's some more description going on right there. And then here is the other side right here, and then here is the back. As you can see, we got a shot of Ken going on there. Let me actually see if I can adjust that a little bit due to the exposure, but you can see we got Ken right there, the logo again, and then the rest of the characters right there. So yeah, so that right there was the packaging. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this out of the box and take a closer look. Okay, so here's the figure out of the packaging right here, and Jada Toys, once again, they made an outstanding Street Fighter figure. This Ken figure is awesome. I don't really have a lot of gripes, actually. I only have one, but it's not on the figure. It's actually on one of the accessories. But man, this Ken figure is amazing. I like it a whole lot more than Ryu, but I feel like it's going to be the same way how I felt with Eva Ryu, where like it articulates better, but aesthetically it looks better too. But for Ken, they did an amazing job with the aesthetics. So let me just show Ken next to Ryu really fast. So what I like about this Ken figure as well, not only does he have the accurate gloves, of course, like the brown gloves, and then the black eyebrows right here, but of course he also has the the right hair color, which is really nice, because with Ryu they only gave him just the red gloves and then the bandana as well, but the hair and then the eyebrows were black too. And his skin tone was like, he was a little orange, he looked like he had a tan, but look at the skin tone on Ken, like he doesn't have that. And that's why I'm really liking this Ken figure a lot more, but he articulates really smoothly, so I like that a whole bunch. I think the torsos are about the same though. I would assume they are. They look like they're about the same built, really. I would assume they are. And then with Ken, you can still take off the gi as well, but I wanted to show that off really fast. So let me actually get a closer look at the head sculpt right here. Now I'm gonna be honest, I do see Ken, but a part of me also see He-Man in a way in this head sculpt. But I don't think it's really a bad head sculpt. I like it. I think it it looks like that artwork of Ken in the game. Really, I think this actually looks okay, and I really like the sculpt they did for the hair. They actually made it a soft plastic, and that's good for articulation, because like you can actually have Ken look up at least just about here, really, which isn't terrible, because if this was a hard plastic he wouldn't really look up at all. And it also helps that the gi is soft too, so that is really nice. I like that they did that for the hair, and the paint on it looks really amazing. I really like what they did here for the hair sculpt for Ken. And then the gi is going to be the same, of course, as Ryu, except it doesn't have like the the symbols here that Ryu had on his belt. And then you do have the brown gloves, which are actually painted pretty well. They're actually painted a lot better on here compared to the interchangeable ones, but here they're actually not too bad. I really do like it. And then coming on down here are the rest of the pants. They still have that texture going around there, and then there is in the back right there, the feet does have the peg holes. And the gi, like I mentioned, it is also removable. It's the same way as Ryu, which I will show off, but all you do is you just take this off right here. As you can see, just kind of remove that right there, and then you take that off, and there you go. Okay, so I was messing around with the figures like I always do, and I wanted to see how they would look like with different gis, and we're just gonna pretend like we don't see the pants since they don't match. However, I am loving the white gi on Ken, honestly. And this was always like my, well, this was like my favorite like player sort of color for Ken, or I guess alternate color for Ken. I've always liked Ken in the white gi the most. But I really like this. Like, it kind of makes me want to buy another Ken and then a Ryu, but then like pop this torso on, you know, the Ryu, and then just put the white gi on him. Unfortunately, of course, the feet aren't gonna match though, but I'm liking this white gi here on Ken. I think this looks pretty cool. And then for Ryu, it looks odd, but I don't know. Like I don't know. It looks odd, but at the same time, it kind of looks cool in a way. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really look that bad to me. This is, of course, just an angry Ken right here. And, you know, the paint job on this is actually really good. I mean, the paint job on the faces I have are really, really good. I don't have, like, any misprints or anything like that. Paint job looks really clean around the eyebrows and the eyes. You know, the hair sculpt looks great, too. And, like, these hairs that's, like, kind of poking out right here, that's a soft plastic as well. But, yeah, man, I'm really liking this head sculpt right here. I really, really like this. So yeah, you do get like this angry expression for Ken. Same thing with Ryu. You are gonna get, you know, your open hands, you know, to throw the Hadoken. So you got that going on here with Ken. And, you know, the paint job, it's not the best on, like, you see how I got like a speck right here, and it's not really the best like all right there. So yeah, the paint isn't the best on D's hand. It's a lot better than the ones that's on the figure, really. So yeah, you do have that. And then you have, of course, the fireball right here. What's interesting though is that I swear I thought Ken threw a blue fireball, unless maybe this is just like a command where he can throw the fireball, like the, you know, just the red fireball, I would say, really. I don't know. I thought for sure that in Street Fighter 2 he threw the blue one. But yeah, you do have this one. It doesn't really matter because Ryu came with the blue one, so you can use that too. And they are about the same sculpt pretty much. You know, this is just red, and you can still see the hands that's in there, as you can see, but they are pretty much the same sculpt. This one's just, you know, like reddish and orange, and this one's all blue. Unfortunately, the stand on mine is really loose. You see how it can't hold it, so that sucks right there. But I mean, it's not the biggest deal because I technically have like 2 of these. Well, 3 because of Chun-Li, really. But yeah, you do have that. And then I also have the fireball that came with the Eva Ryu figure. So if you want to see how these two look, this one's a little bit like slim than how this one is. So yeah, that's the accessories for Ken. And then of course you have the, you know, the base, the stand right there. But yeah, that's the accessories for Ken. Unfortunately, he doesn't have like a fire effect for when he does his, you know, his Shoryuken or like the Dragon Punch. I guess you could use Fei Long's as that, but I feel like it's gonna be too long though. Yeah, it is actually too long, because look how it sits on the arm. You can see the arm's like right here, and it's all there. I mean, I do have the Lightning Collection one right here, and I could use the Lightning Collection Ken Fire one, but that one didn't really look that great because it was like all red. And I mean, this one could work really, right? I think this one's okay. I mean, you have like the gap thing, but I mean, I think this could still work in a way. You could also just rotate that if that looks better, and then yeah, I mean, I think this is okay. I guess you just have to wait until they make another one for like maybe a deluxe. I don't think they're gonna do a like add this sort of accessory for like a player 2 Ken, because I think for the player 2 figures they're just gonna keep the same accessories. I can't even get that off right there. Okay, now getting into the articulation, so it is of course going to be the same as Ryu, but for the head, of course, we have the double ball peg going on here to the head and along with the neck. Like I mentioned, the hair is a soft plastic, so even to have Ken look up, you know, you get that much, which still isn't bad. It could have been worse if the hair was like a hard plastic and along with the gi, really, but you know, the fact that you get that much right there is pretty good. And then, you know, if you even want to use the hips and maybe like the diaphragm cut right there, you can still have them look up like that. But without that, to have them look down, you get that much right there, which is really good. And then, you know, for pivoting, you get this much to the side. The hair is going to bunch up though, unfortunately, But yeah, you get that much to the side. And then of course your rotation, 40 shoulders, full rotation there. Hinge to the shoulder is going to go up just about here. And then you do have butterfly joints, so they can go back just about here, really. And then forward, I'd say if I can try to get the shoulder right here, but forward just about here. So for crossing your arms right there, it's really good. You can have his chin up to his well, his fist up to his cheek right there. Well, it can be to his chin really too. But yeah, you have that. And then your bicep swivel, your double jointed pinless elbows, you get that much bend. And then for the wrist, full rotation there, and then a standard horizontal hinge. Now for the torso, so you do have the diaphragm cut and then a ball peg here, so you know you can pretty much go anywhere you want. This much to the side, that much there, and then forward just about there using the hips, and then back just about there. And the diaphragm cut, it's a little hard to kind of move because of the gi, really can't really move it as much, but you can still like rotate the waist right there. So you have that. Now for the hips, so out to the side, I would assume you just get your full-on splits right there. Not a problem right there for Ken. So yeah, you got that much. And then to kick forward, you get, well, that's actually really good. You can kick forward just about there, and more if you want to kick out to the side. And then for back, I'd say you're getting just this much and a little bit more if you want to kick out to the side right there. You do have your upper thigh cut, your double jointed pinless knees, you get that much bend. And then for the ankles, you can rotate that, and then the foot can go back about there, far forward about there, and then you have your ankle rocker. So yeah, that is the articulation for Ken. So yeah, it is the same as Ryu, but like I said, I feel like Ken does feel a lot more smoother in the joints. Like they're not like too tight, they're not too loose. Like they function pretty well. And I also like how there's no like paint errors anywhere. Like the paint isn't terrible on him. I don't really have like any like QC issues going on, like nothing misprint or whatever like that. Nothing really snapped on me. Like the joints feel really, really good. So I am really pleased with this Ken figure. I like this figure a whole lot right here. I'm having a lot of fun with this guy. Okay, now let's do some figure comparisons. So we're gonna bring Ryu here again. So here is Ryu, and then here is Fei Long right here. And yeah, look at that. So of course Ryu and Ken are, you know, the same height. Well, honestly, they all look about the same height now that I think about it. I feel like they are pretty much, all three of them are about the same height, really. So I think I would probably say that. But yeah, there is our Ryu and Fei Long right there. Here we have the Jada Toys Chun-Li figure right here. And then I want to compare them with like some females, but here is the SH Figure Arts Cammy figure right here. I can get her. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you can see like Ken, you know, of course he's gonna be taller than how these two are. So yeah. All right. Now with some other Ken figures, here is the SH Figure Arts Ken right here, and then here is the Lightning Collection Ken figure. I'm trying to situate his legs a little bit better, just because his legs are really like loose, really, because of the drop down hips. So you can see the SH Figure Arts and the Jada Toys Ken are about the same height, but the Lightning Collection is gonna be taller. And then if you want to do like a Street Fighter cross Tekken, here is the new Game Dimensions Gen figure. So here's Jin Kazama next to Ken. You can see Jin is a lot taller than Ken right there, which, you know, he should be really. So yeah. And then this comparison is probably not going to be the best, but I would just throw it in anyway. But here is Ken next to the D-Arts Terry figure, and you know, I feel like it's kind of pointless because, you know, the Terry figure is way too small, but I thought I would just throw it in anyway. We really need like a new 1/12 scale of a line of King of Fighters, like we really do. And then one more comparison I want to do, I almost forgot, But you know, we got to do a comparison for the Smash Brothers roster. So here is the SH Figure Arts Mario, and then here is the Figma Samus figure. So here is how Ken compares to these two right here. Alright, so that is going to wrap up this review on the Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 Ken figure. I just realized that his gi isn't torn like how Ryu is, along with his pants as well. I completely forgot that Ken didn't have that. That's a really nice attention to detail right there. Props to Jada Toys on that one. Overall, it's a pretty nice looking Ken figure. I've never owned any of the Storm collectibles, and I used to have the old Soda Toys and NECA figures way back, but I sold those a long time ago. However, I am fine with just keeping this one right here. This will probably be my main Ken figure for a really long time. I absolutely love this figure. My only gripe is him not coming with a flame effect for his Shoryuken, but at the same time, I can probably see them doing some sort of deluxe down the line, or maybe Violent Ken will come with that. I'm not too sure. I am excited for the rest of Wave 2. I know we have M. Bison and Dhalsim next, so I can't wait for those. But I enjoyed the figure, and I'm going to continue collecting these because they are just really fun figures to have. But let me know, what are your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you want to pick this up, this is currently hitting Target. That's where I was able to get mine. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. But until then, take care, my friends.